Well, happy holidays, everyone. We are taking a break from our regularly scheduled Wealthy programming to bring you what we're calling holiday snacks. Little bits of goodness and reflection for you to enjoy these next couple of weeks over the holidays. So today I'm here with Allie, our CEO of KGH Foundation, and we're just going to jam out a little reflecting on the year that's passed and then looking ahead to 2025. So welcome, Allie.
Thank you. I'm happy to be back.
It's been a hot minute since you've been in the hot seat. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I feel, this time around, podcast focused, I feel less nervous.
Yeah. You're an expert now.
Not at all, but definitely feeling good. And then I think overall, I'm grateful. I'm tired. I'm ready for a break. I'm excited for a new year to begin. Mm-hmm. It's just that time of year. I think that most of us, I feel like everyone I'm talking to is feeling like it's a lot right now, but it's good. It's really good.
2024 has been a bit of a wild year, hey? Just with all the things going on in the world and even with us here at the foundation. I think you're right. I think everybody's ready for a collective exhale. And I think we're planning on putting this out on Christmas Eve. So, it's a nice time, I think, for people to just reconnect, right?
Yeah, reconnect.
Rejuvenate.
Pause.
Yeah.
I think a little bit we all talk about how important it is to take a moment to celebrate, our achievements, good things that have happened, learn from things that maybe didn't unfold quite how we wanted them to. And then just allow ourselves to recover and recharge and connect to the other parts of ourselves and our lives that are equally as important as what we do in our paid work and in our careers. So I plan to do that, but it's a practice. It's a discipline for sure.
Well, I think that it's a great opportunity for us to just have a nice, easy conversation about all the things that have happened this past year. Just kind of looking back and reflecting, lessons learned and opportunities that have emerged. But I want to start by just saying congratulations on recently being named the Kelowna Chamber's 2024 Business Leader of the Year. We're super proud of you, and I know many in this community were really rooting for you. How did that recognition feel?
It felt and feels really, really good. And it also feels uncomfortable. I've had a lot of good friends and colleagues just say, accept it, feel it, say thank you. And I am extremely grateful. I think the hardest thing for me is I feel like I know for a fact I didn't get where I am without good people around me. And I also look, around me every day in this office and in this community. And there are so many incredible individuals who are strong leaders. So that part of me, it was uncomfortable, but I do accept it with a lot of gratitude, and it feels good, not just to be recognized sort of for my work as a leader in this community, but as a nonprofit leader to be recognized by an association like the Chamber. And I think about the lineups of leaders who have been recognized there. And I think it just really elevates the work that we're doing in nonprofit. Mm-hmm. And I think it was really great for the Chamber to recognize that we have to think and act much like our for-profit colleagues. And we too have shareholders. They're our community. Mm-hmm. And so that really it just felt good, and I'm really grateful to the Chamber and everybody who supported me. I felt a lot of love.
So the holidays are upon us, and as I said, the year really has felt like it's flown by. It seems like, last January, February were so far away, but then again, it just also feels like it was just yesterday. So I'm curious, Allie, with all the things that we've been working on this year, what are some of the things that have stood out for you?
Mm-hmm. It's, when you reflect back on the year, it's hard to think back to January. Mm-hmm. And I feel like we've had so much activity, positive activity. We've bravely stepped into some work that is even new to us. Mm-hmm. So I think about our cancer care appeal as part of our New Era mission to help transform healthcare. And that was different because we've never put ourselves and asked the community for support with cancer care. So that took brave conversations with our partners. It took us, needing to be really thoughtful about how we worked with the hospital and our community to really create clarity around what it was we were fundraising for and why it was so important. To go out and not know how the community was going to respond, because there are some great organizations in this space. But as we discovered, it takes everybody, and the tremendous need that our hospital had. We knew we had no choice, but in that, we didn't know how people would respond. So to see how we were embraced, the stories that have come out of this campaign, I think it's one of the favorite things about the work that we do. Very rarely does somebody give and they don't tell you something about themselves, about why, in this case, cancer care matters, why their hospital, why the hospital that we have here in our community matters, why their caregiver matters. So to hear those stories and to see the support, and we got overwhelming support with that, was really special. And it just continues to reaffirm this mission that we're on right now, dreaming big, stepping out of our comfort zone, and looking to, of course, raise money for things that are needed right now, but really pushing that future state around what healthcare could look like in our community. I think about that, and I think about our focus on connection. And I don't know how to measure this yet, but we can talk about funds raised and what we're able to then purchase or make possible because of those funds. But how do you measure what happens when dozens of people come together around a shared vision or idea or hope, and to facilitate some of those activities with community partners and donors? Like I think about Rock the Foundation.
Oh yeah.
Right?
So fun. What was that? Just to remind everybody.
So a local group of just passionate individuals, a family who opened their home up to the community, music. And
I think it was a lot of physicians were involved with that.
A lot of physicians, professionals from the community, people who have been here for quite some time, people who are newer to the community. Yeah. And it was like they kind of called it a bit of a Woodstock, but everybody was very well behaved. Yeah. And, but it brought people together to enjoy an afternoon, evening of music, but also, it was supporting mental health care programs in community. And, what I understand from talking to people is, yes, the music was great. It felt good knowing that funds raised were going to something that was very important. But it also had an impact on those who attended. Totally. They were connecting, they were together, they were talking, they were having conversation. So, and there were so many programs or events like that.
Like I think one of the gals was telling me this year was a record year for third-party events for us. So just for those listening, third-party events are basically events that are put on, organized, funds raised by groups, businesses, individuals in community, basically independently, and then the proceeds of those events go towards the KGH Foundation and their area of choice of care. And they're a vital part of our community engagement. And we really sort of take a lot of pride in, these third-party events are an indication that people are really feeling connected to our cause and our mission, right? And I think so. Yeah, somebody did tell me it was like a record year for those third-party events. What does that tell you about the community's, commitment or engagement with, the system? Is we know there's some challenges there, but it just seems like people are so ready to let's do it.
They want to, for sure, be a part of supporting, different causes and different organizations. But I think what I'm seeing is people want to do more than just give, and that giving is about more than just writing a check or making a donation. Of course, that's important, but I see the community wanting things to rally around.
Yeah.
We want to be hopeful. We want to be together. There is just as much value in sitting across the table or next to somebody who's had a shared experience and talking about that and, the future you'd like to see, as there is in both of those people contributing X amount of dollars towards an organization that also could maybe help make that hope, that dream possible. So people are coming together. They feel like they have agency, like they're empowered to do good things, and they don't have to just sort of sit back and wait for somebody else to do it. And that's what I say, like those connections and the work that we are investing in helping to make those connections possible. It's really hard to measure quantitatively outside of, number of people who attend, et cetera. But I know there's value in it. And I feel like at an individual level, we're all craving that, more and more.
Especially after the pandemic. I think like just not being able to come together like that, then now it just makes those experiences feel so much more special. And I think you're right. There's something magical. Every time we sit down to talk, I think magical comes up. Magical when you come together for a shared purpose.
So that I think of volunteers.
Yeah.
When you talk about that too. And I want to believe that most people know that we have hundreds of volunteers that work with us, that support our mission by giving time, which that's another thing this time of year. I reflect, and I think the one thing that is finite for all of us is time. And so, we've got about 300 volunteers that show up at KGH. We have 3 businesses, social enterprises that we operate there, provides incredible value to people who are working at KGH, patient and families. And the time that they contribute actually helps us raise revenue that then we can turn around and put back and reinvest into the healthcare system. Joanna's House operates on a very lean staffing model, and that's only possible because people donate time. And they come in and they join and they support families. They have a presence that is a game changer. We've got incredible volunteers in Rutland. We've got students that are now volunteering alongside many of the seniors of our community, and the magic that happens there, it's hard to measure, but those are just as important as the dollars that we've been able to raise, because together it equals the impact that we're having when I reflect back on the year.
Yeah, I think I definitely agree with you. The power of that connection. It's something that, I think a lot of people are talking about. We've just actually spent the last couple of days recording podcast episodes with individuals in our community who have a special interest in mental health care and planning communities that support the wellness and well-being of the people that live there. And then also some of the challenges that we're facing and kind of like delivering programs and solutions to support people that are experiencing mental health challenges. But one of the things that came up is it's so important to be with people and to have to find some sort of purpose, right? And I think that for many, finding that in whether it's volunteering or being a part of an event where it isn't just sort of getting together to socialize, which has all sorts of benefits in and of itself, but also the opportunity to work together towards something that has a benefit for the entire community. I think of Day of Giving too, which we love Day of Giving. It happens in the spring and everybody comes together. And the best part for me about Day of Giving is like people come to our office and they come to the hospital to give their gifts. And we're seeing that right now. Like maybe you want to share the story about the other day with the Canada Post strike. Like what has been the silver lining of this?
Yeah, the silver lining, is that people are coming down to the office. I am frequently hearing people come in, hello, and they wandered in, they have a gift. It is so important to them that they contribute. at this time of year. And yes, Canada Post is on strike, but it doesn't seem to have slowed giving. I know that there's an impact. It's going to impact our ability to thank and receipt people.
Yeah.
And that is extremely important, but we'll get around that. This
Maybe
won't be forever.
We could just go to everybody's house. Like they came here.
We actually have members of the team who have tried to get out to folks who've supported us. Some of them maybe aren't as mobile. And just pay them, a holiday visit, a personal visit. We've picked up the phone, and had conversations with people. So it is certainly a barrier at first glance, but it opened up a lot of opportunities for us to connect in ways that we actually used to do all the time.
Totally.
You pick up the phone, you walk in, you say hello to somebody.
It was so cute the other day. I was in my office and Allie was out, and she just happened to be the one that was at the front of the office where the door is, and a gentleman, I guess there was two of them, came in.
It was a father and son.
Yeah.
And son was expressing that his father would like to give. His father had limited sort of English language skill. Well, he had great language if I were Italian, but I don't speak Italian. So we worked together to translate the different areas of the hospital, and he wanted to give a gift. This was so important to him. You go back to stories. His wife passed at hospice house 2 years ago. Ever since then, it's been very important to them as a family to make a gift at Christmas. So I learned through his son and through what we could exchange. And it's so funny how much can be shared beyond words. And he had done hospice house, but now he really wanted to support the hospital. So we started talking about, do you want to support kids? Is cardiac important to you? Emergency services, cancer care? And he just, after a couple of minutes of going back and forth, said, I just want it to go where it's needed most.
Oh, I love it.
And it was beautiful. So I would have never had that conversation if they had just put it in the mail. And I really appreciate that they had taken the time to come see us.
I love that, Allie. All right. So, you've sort of mentioned that all this work doesn't sort of happen in a bubble, and that there's so many people that are part of our KGH Foundation family. This is such a great opportunity to express some gratitude. That's what this holiday season is all about. So what are you grateful for? Who are you grateful for?
Oh, I'm grateful for this community, the team, the people. People are everything. An organization with a great mission and no people is just, a great mission, and that's about it.
Nice words.
Nice words. The team, we are a diverse and dynamic group. I'm amazed every day by the way our team shows up. I love this team. They're our teamily. They're like family. I spend more time sometimes with you in a week than I do my husband. So that our board of directors, we've got a group, almost 20 individuals. Things changed over halfway through the year, but who dedicate hours of time. They're very focused on governance, on ensuring oversight, that our resources are well used, that we're supported with advice. These are people who have had and still have careers, very successful careers, and to be able to have access to their insights and to have them challenge us to constantly be better. I think, again, our 300 volunteers, all the time that they've committed, and to all of the individuals and community organizations and businesses who reach out and either say hello for the first time or continue to show up in support of the work and in support of the mission. We would not be who we are without them. I wouldn't be who I am.
It's so heartwarming to think how big our little KGH Foundation family has become.
Yeah.
I think about all of the corporate partners. They're not even partners. They come and cook food for people at Joanna's house. How can you say that's a partner? It's just,
they're just an extension of your family. Yeah. It's they help make what we do possible, because one person alone, again can have an impact, but a group of people, a network of people, that's where change happens. That's where miracles occur. That's where you're able to make a big difference in a community collectively. Yeah. So there's a lot to be grateful for. And I look forward to being able to sit back and really reflect on this and think about this. And I hope if you're listening and you've been a part of our story this year, you just know how grateful we are.
And to everybody who has given a gift this past year, whether it be through an event or whether it be through a donation, your time, we are just really, really grateful.
Yeah, thank you.
Happy holidays, everyone.
Happy holidays.